Hello friends, welcome in online lecture series of TYBSc. Very happy new year to all of you. Welcome in 2021. Here we are discussing about the reactions of unsaturated hydrocarbons. Unsaturated hydrocarbons and carbon oxygen double bond. The topic we are discussing here. In this topic, the last point, that is reactions of carbon oxygen double bond, that we have to study right now. Before starting this, we know that carbon is able to form the bond with another carbon. It may be double bond, may be triple bond, or it may able to form the bond with some heteroatoms such as carbon double bond S, C triple bond N, C double bond N, C double bond O. So it can form bonds with other carbons, also with some heteroatoms. So these are heteroatoms where the carbon is the bonding with the carbon is possible by these heteroatoms. So these are the bonds, out of which carbon oxygen double bond is an important one. Why? Because there is a large electronegativity difference between carbon and oxygen. Oxygen is an electronegative atom, and due to which it has important reactions in organic chemistry. So we have to study those reactions. So this is about the carbon oxygen double bond. So which are the compounds containing carbon oxygen double bond? So these are aldehydes. Aldehydes are the compounds containing carbon oxygen double bond. So aldehyde containing aldehyde having structure H, C double bond O, R, or maybe the another aldehyde C double bond O, H. Formaldehyde. Formaldehyde, except formaldehyde, all other containing one R group. R is any alkyl group. Here aldehydes, and another ketones. Ketones which containing carbon oxygen double bond and two alkyl groups, R1, R2, two alkyl groups. These two alkyl groups may be different. It may be methyl, ethyl, propyl, or some another groups. So these are the carbonyl compounds. Both are called as carbonyl compound because ketones, aldehydes containing carbonyl compound, reactivity of these aldehydes and ketones is majorly influenced by carbonyl compound. So these are the carbonyl compounds which are here. We have to study the reactions of these carbonyl compounds. So before starting the reactions, we have to see the structure of carbonyl compound, actual structure of carbonyl compound and its resonating forms. So see the structure of carbonyl compound. Structure of carbonyl. If we look at the structure of carbonyl, suppose we have taken here example of ketones. Okay, general example of ketone. So this is a ketone, and this is a structure of carbonyl compound. And how the resonating forms are there? So the oxygen is an electronegative atom, so it gets partial negative charge here. Oxygen gets partial negative charge, and the carbon gets partial positive charge. So this is one of the canonical form. We know the resonating structure, canonical form. So this is one of the canonical form. See the another structure, that if this carbon oxygen double bond is completely shifted here, then we get the structure CR2. Here it gets complete positive charge, it gets complete negative charge. And these two structures are resonating structure for this carbonyl compound. So these are resonating structure. What is the canonical form? One resonance hybrid, we say it resonance hybrid. So resonance hybrid of these two compounds represent R1, C, R2. So here partial positive charge and bond between these undergoes breaking sometime. So this is having partial negative charge oxygen. So this is resonance for third. So actual structure of carbonyl is represented, carbonyl compound is represented by the structure third, which is the resonance hybrid of the two canonical forms, first and second. So what can we observe from this structure? This structure, it is clear that the carbonyl compounds are polar compounds. That is, oxygen containing partial negative charge, carbon containing partial positive charge. So due to this polarization, the both type of reactions are possible. That we'll see in the next point. That the structure is a planar structure. So bond angle is 120 degree. Bond angle is 120 degree for this structure. What is our observation says? Our observation says that this carbonyl compound contains 3 sigma bonds. It contains 3 sigma bonds. 3 sigma bonds and 1 pi bond. So this structure of carbonyl compound contains 3 sigma bonds, 1, 2, and this out of these 2, one is sigma bond, another is a pi bond. So 3 sigma bond and 1 pi bond. Out of these 2 bonds, one is sigma and another is pi. So 3 hybrid orbitals of carbon, 3 hybrid orbitals of carbon. So 3 hybrid orbitals of carbon forms 3 bonds forms 3 sigma bond with R1, R2 and oxygen. It forms 3 sigma bonds, one with R1, another with R2 and another with oxygen. So 3 sigma bonds and unhybridized orbital of carbon, unhybridized p orbital of carbon forms pi bond with oxygen, p orbital of oxygen. So this is the actual structure of carbonyl compound. These are canonical forms, and the resonance hybrid represents the actual structure of carbonyl compound, in which this is a planar compound in which these 3 sigma bonds are in one plane and the pi bond is plane perpendicular to the plane of sigma bonds. So it has a trigonal structure, trigonal planar structure with bond angle of 120 degree. Now, due to the higher electronegativity of carbon, higher electronegativity of oxygen, it has a polar structure. So the polarization of molecule took place. Due to this polarization, there is a dipole moment, certain dipole moment to these compounds. For example, we have taken here CS3, C double bond O CS3. This is a acetone. So it is carbonyl compound. See another CS3, C double bond O H. It is a acetaldehyde. It is also carbonyl compound, acetaldehyde. And see another H. It is a formaldehyde. This is formaldehyde. Now, if you look at the structure of these 3 and if we measure the dipole moments for these 3 compounds, we observe that dipole moment for this acetone is 2.80 D. What is this D? D is a unit of dipole moment. D pi. D pi is the unit of dipole moment. So, if we measure the dipole moment for acetone, it is observed that it is 2.80 dy. See, if we measure it for acetaldehyde, then we observe that dipole moment is 2.73 dy. 2.73 dy, and if we observe it for or we measure it for formaldehyde, then it is observed to be 2.3 dBi. Okay, so if we observe the trend for the dipole moment of these compounds, that is observed that if number of CH3 group increases, here 2 CH3 group, higher dipole moment, here 1 CH3 group reduced, dipole moment reduces, here 2 CH3 group reduced, then dipole moment again decreases. So it depends on CH3. Only on CH3 group? No, it's not only on CH3 group but electron donating group. So those group which shows plus I effect and stabilizes positive charge on carbon. So it's partial positive charge. So if intensify the positive charge, then disperse the positive charge, then those compounds showing higher dipole moment for this. Okay, so look at this CH3. Those groups which disperse the positive charge, increases the dipole moment. So here 2 CH3 are there, that's why dipole moment increase. If we decrease the plus I effect group, those group which increases the positive charge on the carbon, then decreases the positive charge on the carbon, then those groups are showing here lower dipole moment. Okay, so if 2 CH3 are there, highest dipole moment, here 1 CH3 group is there, one dipole moment is lower, and again here no CH3 groups, dipole moment is again lowest. So if we observe by this manner, due to this dipole moment, the carbonyl compounds are reactive compounds. So they are undergoes addition reactions. So like alkene, because alkene contain carbon double bond, they are unsaturated. Here C double bond O, carbonyl compounds are unsaturated, and polarization is also there. So due to this polarization, these carbonyl compound undergoes addition reaction. And if we observe the polarized structure, see here R1 C O, see here one of the canonical form R2. So if we observe the polarized structure, then the addition is possible for both. For example, here if we add electrophile, then O minus, that is electron rich group, is ready to donate electron pair and attachment of this atom, addition of this atom. If some negatively charged compound, or we say nucleophile is there, this nucleophile is available, then it is ready to react with this carbocation, react with this positively charged carbon, electron deficient carbon. So both additions are possible, and due to these additions, both additions means their electrophilic addition is there, also nucleophilic addition is there. Depending on this, there are two types of reactions of carbonyl compound. These reactions are nucleophilic addition reaction, and another type electrophilic addition reactions. So two types of reactions are there: electrophilic addition reaction, nucleophilic addition reaction. Now the nucleophilic, when we say the reaction is nucleophilic addition, when nucleophile first add to the carbocation, add to this electron deficient carbon, and then addition of electrophile. So first addition of nucleophile and then addition of electrophile, then that reaction is called as nucleophilic addition. Another electrophilic addition, first addition of electrophile and then addition of nucleophile, then that reaction is called as an electrophilic addition reaction. So that's a matter of which reagent, that is electrophile or nucleophile, adds first, then that decides which reaction is there, which type of reaction is there. So if nucleophilic addition, nucleophile adds first. In electrophilic addition reaction, electrophile adds first. Okay, so electrophile add first. Then if we observe when there is a possibility of nucleophilic addition, nucleophile is present and the condition is basic. See here, nucleophilic addition condition must be basic. Under basic condition, it gives nucleophilic addition. If we see the general mechanism for this reaction, see R1 C double bond O R2. Nucleophile is here. Suppose that we have considered here Z is a nucleophile there. This nucleophile first attacks on carbonyl compound under basic condition. This nucleophile attacks on carbonyl compound, carbon of the carbonyl compound, and formation of O minus there. Formation of O minus under basic condition. So it attacks on the electrophilic carbon. So nucleophile attacks first. And this is the first step, and addition is a slow addition. So it is a rate determining step. So addition of nucleophile is a rate determining step in this case. And see addition of so the bond is started to begin to form, and here bond between carbon and oxygen begin to so it gets partial positive charge, it gets partial negative charge, and here bond between R and R1 and R2. So this process takes place via this transition state. So a transition state formed here with addition of the nucleophile. Now this addition, next is the complete bond formation. So we get R1 C O minus, and here addition of Z, here R2. So in more complete form we can write this structure in the form C addition of Z R1 R2 and O minus in the next step, abstraction of electrophile from the solvent, and we get the complete product. We get complete product. This product is a tetrahedral, and we use the reactant which is tribond. So let's see again, I am repeating again, nucleophilic addition reaction. Carbonyl compound shows two types of addition reaction: nucleophilic addition reaction, electrophilic addition reaction. In nucleophilic addition reaction, nucleophile attacks first on this electron deficient carbon. See, nucleophilic addition is always under basic condition. If condition is basic, then the attack of this nucleophile is possible here. So attack of nucleophile is there, and see here attack this nucleophile under basic condition attacks on this carbonyl carbon which is electron deficient, and the transition state formation takes place. Here transition state form, this transition state converted to the product. If we write this product in more suitable form, then in the first step attack of nucleophile which is slow and rate determining step, the formation of this compound where the tetrahedral structure is obtained. This tetrahedral structure obtained, here O minus generation is there. This O minus attacks abstract electrophile from the solvent, and we get the tetrahedral product. So nucleophilic addition reaction. Now see the mechanism of electrophilic addition. Okay, this is nucleophilic addition. And see the nucleophilic addition reaction. See the electrophilic